Hey, I've got a really great way for you to stay informed on everything I do when I publish a new video, publish a new book, announce new workshops. All you have to do is go to my website, photoworkshopsandtours.com. There'll be a link in the description below. Click on the subscribe button, scroll down, enter your email address, and then click submit, and then check your inbox for a confirmation. In this video, we're going to do something a lot different. Instead of chasing animals or birds with my camera gear, we're going to chase some sunsets, and we're going to try to get some really incredible ones. I'm going to show you exactly how I go about doing it. It's actually going to be a two-part series. So in this one, we're going to be scouting, taking the shots, and then in the next video, I'll show you how I actually process them later. But a few nights ago, I was in this very location, and it's so awesome. There's just it's a straight drop right back down there. But I got this picture, and in this picture, as you can see, I got this tree in the background. You can see part of the canyon, and I got that sun flare or that sunburst that I wanted, but it didn't sit right with me completely because I think I can do a little bit better. I really wanted to get the whole canyon down below. So let's go see if we can find that location and get a better shot. You know what they say, it's not always about the destination. Sometimes it's about the journey. And I think we found the perfect spot to go get this shot. And I hope you're not afraid of heights. Come on. Finding the perfect spot to grab an awesome sunset and watch the world slowly transform with that magical golden light would be simple. Who needs proper hiking shoes when you have a good old pair of classic Florida beach shoes like these flip-flops? The sound of ravens somewhere far below eerily rises to the surface of the canyon walls. With each passing step, the view just gets better and better, and finally, a clear shot of the ancient river 2,000 feet or 609 meters below. I catch a glimpse of black feathers against the rich colors of ancient rock, and for a moment I question what I just saw because the feathers simply vanish like shadows in the setting sun. Oh man, I think I found the spot. This is crazy. Seriously too, if you're afraid of heights, this might bother you. So come here, let me show you this. Down this narrow ledge right here. It's just big enough to walk across, and look, it goes like straight down right there. But hold on, it gets even crazier. So I'm gonna go real slow. Keep going. Almost there. And you can see the whole canyon and the river down below. This is going to be perfect. Look at that. There's this little ledge right here where I've set up, and that's a half a mile down. I did the math. And you've got the ridges on both sides. You got on the left, you got one, and we've got one on the right, and the sun should set somewhere right around here. So man, this should be perfect. So I'm gonna set up right here with all my gear, and I'm gonna go over what I'm doing. All right, I'm all set up and ready. I've got my 20mm 1.8. That's wide enough to get everything in the shot. And it also has a pretty cool trick. I wanna get the sun as it comes down behind this side over here, and I wanna get that starburst. And this lens produces really good starbursts when you stop it down to like somewhere between f9 and f11. So that's what my aperture is going to be. I'm going to shoot at ISO 64 because that gives me the widest dynamic range on the D850, and that's important because I'm going to need that when I take this image into post and try to bring back the sky. Only thing I'm really going to be changing at that point is the shutter speed, and I'm going to be changing that to just change the exposure as I see fit. I'm going to take probably 4 or 5 different images at different exposures, and then I'll choose one of those images as my image, and I'll show you a little bit later how I do it in post. But for now, I'm going to aim this down, and I'm using back button autofocus. So I'm just going to touch this button one time. I'm going to put my focus point right on this ledge so that I can get the ledge and all the way out in focus. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to put it right on the ledge, lock it, focus. I've grabbed my focus, and now I'm going to bring the camera back up and lock it into position so I can get the entire scene, and I've still got a little bit of that foreground in focus. But it's important to remember this, that I just metered for this section of the canyon, not the sky and not all that. So if I use my exposure meter in camera, it's gonna be way off. So I'm gonna make some adjustments to deal with this. And again, I'm just gonna change my shutter speed and I'll overlay all that information on the picture when we're done. So, was the hike out onto the ledge worth it? Oh yeah. Here's the shot I captured and I'm very happy with it. I've got the river right down in the bottom just like I wanted. I've got those massive towering canyon walls on each side, and of course, the glorious sunset on the right. One thing I didn't mention yet, and this is very important, I'm shooting in RAW. This allows me to capture all of the information the sensor in my D850 is soaking up. I'm not too sure this would work had I been shooting JPEG, because I'm going to need that information when I process this image in post. And hey, I'll be going over that exact process in the next video. But for now, let's see if we can find one more awesome sunset. That way you'll get 2 lessons in post-processing high dynamic range images when it's all said and done. Here are the settings I chose. I think I went a little overboard with the aperture on this one. F14 was a little too much, and I might have lost some detail as a result. But overall, I'm really happy with the image. So part of a cool sunset picture is actually more than the sunset itself. You need like a really neat setting. And in Colorado, there's a lot of opportunity for stuff like that. There's a lot of old buildings like this one right here. There's like old barns everywhere. That's got a lot of potential. But the compass says I'm going south. So the sun's gonna set on this side, which would be cool. It'll light up the whole face of the barn, but that's not really what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna move on. This view has killer potential as well, because you've got, I mean, look at the mountain range. It's just, wow. And the road kind of leads right to it, but there's a little bit of a problem. I'm still going south. I'm not sure when the sun sets if it's gonna splash really good light on these mountains or not. And it looks like we're getting some interesting cloud cover, so we'll have to kind of see what they do. Clouds can make or break your sunset. They either greatly enhance it or they ruin it completely. All right, we continue driving, looking for a good spot. And now you have the whole valley directly below us. We're up on this ledge right here, and it's actually pretty amazing. I don't know if it's gonna be any good for a sunset, but somewhere down there, I bet we can find the spot. I think we might have something here. Oh man. Look at this old place. This is really cool looking. This is exactly what I'm looking for. This old house looks like it belongs in a Bob Ross painting. Now we just have to wait and see what these clouds do, because right now, things aren't looking so good. To the south, the skies look nice and clear. But directly behind me, there's a storm brewing, and it isn't long before those peaceful blue skies fill with dark, fast-moving clouds. I rush back to the location of that little house, and I can't believe the scene that lies before me. The storm is receding, and it looks like someone reached into the sky and punched holes in the clouds, revealing small patches of blue. The setting sun splashes orange and yellow light on the belly of the clouds as it starts to sink behind a ridge. I grab my gear and quickly set up low to the ground. I use 2 old fence posts to frame my shot, and I press the shutter button as the scene changes right before my eyes. This amazing shot is one of those once-in-a-lifetime moments, but I want more. The amazing sky now has become my focal point as it bubbles and boils above that tiny old house. I need to step back and capture all the drama in that sky, and in this final shot, I capture this awesome moment in time as that massive, amazing-looking sky dwarfs that tiny old house. I step back and take it all in as the sun sets on yet another beautiful day in Colorado. What'd you think of those sunsets? They were pretty impressive. And thanks to the high dynamic range on the D850, I was able to capture all of that information in just one shot. And stick around, because the video that's coming up next, I'm going to show you exactly how I process those images to get that final result. Did you have a favorite sunset by chance? You know, it was really hard for me to choose. I liked all 3 of them. I liked the one with the fence framing that little building, and I liked the huge sky, and of course I really liked the canyon with the river down below it. If you had a favorite, let me know in the comments below, and just let me know what you thought of the video in general, and click that thumbs up button while you're at it. And if you found this video helpful in any way, share it, tell everybody about it. That's really helpful to me. Thanks so much for watching and sticking around until the end. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Check out my workshops that I offer and the books I offer on my website. And of course, there's always more videos right around the corner.